And what's your thoughts on that? The fact that it started off as just a kind of a, we'll say, a normal wrestling company, but then just turned into this hardcore promotion. What did you think of that? The evolution of ECW, and I'm not talking about, this is before Vince bought it, because that ECW is
Right.
not even worth talking about. Just the evolution from the wrestling show to the hardcore show. What did you think about that?
Uh, well, it was always considered ECW, um, and it's not a cartoon like the promo I did with Paulie before we got the turkey chin. Um, and it's not for everyone. That was the actual um, wording we had. ECW, it's not for everyone. So there was, pushing the envelope, but it didn't get to the point of where um, a, a good quarter of your roster is now sitting 6 feet under dirt, or their remains were scattered in an ocean someplace.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, uh,
Didn't they do a crucifixion live on TV? Wasn't that something that they done with was it Tommy Dreamer? I can't remember. I was Raven, I think. Raven done a
yes,
crucifixion live
Paul
on
was
TV.
Paulie, but remember, Paulie's a Jew, so
Yeah.
that doesn't matter to him. And Paulie's a genius. I will say that, as far as wrestling is concerned, he's a genius. He knows where to push the envelope, and he's also someone who's smart enough to know what the times also dictate. So what was cool 20 years ago might not actually work now because um, wrestling, uh, I can't even call them wrestlers anymore. Now they're superstars. No longer wrestlers, but superstars. Okay,
Entertainers.
but it's still called WrestleMania, not Superstar Mania. So I'm sorry. Um, if you get into wrestling to be a superstar, then uh, I don't know what to say. Then it's telling me you're all about this. You should be more about the craft because if you're not willing to do it for free, you won't be willing to do it for money. Oh, but wait, I'm getting booked. How many times did you call out sick from work knowing you got a paid sick day? So I don't want to hear shit about it's about the money.
Yeah. When we touch on Paul Heyman, have you any stories about him? And also, like, if you look at him from where he was then, he's still walking out Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania. Paul Heyman, he's still on top of his game. Like, it's crazy, isn't
Well, like I said before, Paul Heyman's a genius. And he still owes me. Paul, you still owe me. You still owe me.
it? He owes you what, a payday?
No, not a payday. Back in International Championship Wrestling, that was run by Angelo Savoldi, God rest his soul, Mario Savoldi, his son, and Tommy Fornini, otherwise known as Tommy Savoldi, which was the cousin. Um, I was the guy who drove the ring truck, set the ring up, jobbed 6 times. I can't. Every time I'm coming out to job to somebody, you again, you fucking suck. I said, yeah, well, I'm coming out 2 more times. Get used to it. So, just um, the way it was. And Tony Atlas one time had said to me, Chris Michaels, I am the world heavyweight champion for ICW, and you on TV more than me. So now rewind now to Paul E. He pulled a rib on me, and dumbass me. Years later, I finally realized it. I'm like, wow, Paul, you know what? I was an idiot. I didn't catch it on when I did. You know what? Fuck you. And not in a bad way. It was like he got me good, and I didn't catch it. And he was like, back then they had the Midnight Express. Wasn't Beautiful Bobby. It was Dennis Condrey and Rose. That I can't think of his first name. But that was the other Midnight Express, and I had to go pick him up at the motel and bring him back and help at Paulie out and everything else, on top of everything else I was doing. And he goes, Chris Michaels, I owe you one. I never got that owe me one back because when the ECW came in and Paul took care of Tommy Dreamer and Taz and Sabu and whoever else he brought in.
Raven.
Raven, yes, Raven, good guy. Nothing against him, good guy.
Balls Mahoney.
John Richter, God rest God rest your soul, John. I miss you, brother.